Good evening, everybody. Julie here, and welcome to my channel. I wanted to take a minute to come on the channel and just speak. Um, you know, I try not to do stuff that's very political, but the past week and a half, 2 weeks has been very, very troubling for me. So, as we know, there was an assassination last week, and I've never been to a Turning Point event, but I have heard clips of Mr. Kirk, and I really value some of his opinions, and some of them I totally don't agree with. So, um, first off, started me off in the first of the week, the young lady, the beautiful young lady that was stabbed to death in the neck on the subway, left by herself because not one person, where is our humanity? Not one person got up to help that girl. Somebody could have gotten up and helped maybe hold her neck and stop the bleeding or just be there with her in her final moments where she wasn't all alone. And I know people are afraid of retaliation, but that guy walked off. And after he walked off, why couldn't somebody help her? That troubles me. And then the assassination last week. Now, like I said, I don't watch much Turning Point, or I'm not associated with Turning Point. I have watched clips of Charlie Kirk. Um, I don't know him real well, but I know some of his work, and I am more conservative than liberal, but nowadays both sides are so screwed up, and it's hard to trust either one of them. As a matter of fact, I don't trust either one of them. They haven't passed hardly anything in the past months, and everybody is too busy fighting the other side than to work together, and it's just stupid. It's stupid that they let. And I get my insurance. I work. I pay for my insurance, and I pay a good bit for my insurance, but it would be a lot more if I didn't have the tax write-offs for that. And they ended that, and that means my premiums are going to go up so much I'm not going to be able to have health insurance anymore. So I don't know how this is going to work. They've got to do something. This is just not fair. So I blame both the conservatives and the liberals for that. They're not doing anything to help we the people. They're doing things to help themselves. Let's face it. All of them, they're politicians. That's what they do. But it's sad. I don't mind that they were looking to see. We need to know what the government spends. We're the one paying their bills. We're the ones that they're taking money out of. And if doing tariffs can help the burden of taxpayers where we don't have to pay as much in taxes, I could really use that right now. The money right now that to I don't feel safe not having health insurance. But I'm not going to have a choice. My car insurance is more than my health payment, and that's with the ACA. But the thing that hurts my heart the most is watching these people celebrating somebody's death. Who does that? I don't care if you mourn for him or not, but to celebrate and act like it's glorious that he died? You folks are just making his case even more. You're making a martyr. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. This hate. I don't understand it. I don't understand why we're fighting to let men go in women's restrooms and locker rooms. I'm sorry. Do you know how many women have been assaulted? Do you know how do these young girls feel that are in college having to have a swimmer or whatever in their locker room because we don't want to hurt their feelings? But what about the ladies that have been assaulted? And they have to see a fully intact male in their bathroom or restroom or locker room. Is that fair to them? Does that other person's that 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 guy that feels like he's a woman, does that trump real women's rights to feel safe and not terrified? See, you know, the how can you just? I don't understand it. I don't understand. For for all these years, the past few years, all they told us was follow the science. Follow the science. We're supposed to get a shot. Follow the science. I didn't get a shot. There was no way I was taking that. And I believe in vaccines because the proven vaccines like polio and measles and all that, they've been around for years. Now they've changed stuff. They've put other stuff in there, and I do believe that could help cause some of the problems that kids have. But I was not taking a vaccine that had not been tested. I'm sorry. Are now starting to see all these side effects that's happening to these people. That is why I didn't take the shot. I didn't take the shot because I knew somebody who took it, and one day after they took it, they were paralyzed from the waist down, had Guillain-Barré symptoms. I know somebody else whose husband passed away, had his physical the day before. Everything was fine. The only thing that he done different is have that vaccine. You're not telling me that vaccine didn't have something to do with it. I agree that we should be changing what is in our foods back to better stuff, because there's this person that went on vacation in Europe and they lost weight. They lost 20 pounds in a month overseas because they're not eating, there's not as much junk in their foods. My point of this is that we have got to fix our country, because this is all being brought on by people who are out to destroy our country. I guarantee it, y'all. I guarantee it. They're trying to divide us. Listen, why are all these kids in our colleges chanting Free Palestine? They don't even understand. They don't even know what they're protesting for. They don't. Because you know what? The people are getting killed over there. They're getting killed by Hamas, not Israel. Hamas is a terrorist organization, and we're trying to celebrate Hamas. And we've had people say they need to bring Hamas over here. You know what that would do us? That would kill us. That would kill our freedoms. That is why I don't have a gun. I don't want a gun. I don't need a gun. But everybody has a right, and that is in our Constitution for a reason. And a reason is when we get attacked, if we get attacked, when we get attacked, whatever, we can defend ourselves. That's why they put that clause in there, that if there was some kind of takeover of our country, we could defend ourselves. If you take away the guns from all the people and somebody decides to invade our country, do you think we're going to be able to take ourselves? Oh, no, stop. You're hurting my feelings. Stop. You can't do that. You think they're going to care about that? No, they're not. It does not matter if you take away the guns, because bad people are going to find them. Now, do we need some of this high power stuff? No, and I do think you should have to do a background check. There's a lot of mental illness going on. We've got to attack that problem too. Now, as many of you know on this channel, I am a volunteer guardian ad litem in the state of Florida, and I visit children in foster care. Things are never going to change. Our children are never going to be safe again until we can get almost every case I have is because of substance abuse, addiction, mental health. That's it. Most of it's drug use and alcohol use, addiction. Addiction's what's breaking our families up, y'all. We've got to do it, but we don't want to. We don't want to let the people. We want to keep letting people in the country when they're the ones who are bringing all that stuff in. Do you know somebody who has died from fentanyl overdose? I do. Does anybody, have a son or a daughter who's losing out on a scholarship because we're letting somebody of the opposite sex be in a place where they don't belong? I will never, ever, ever believe. I think that we should make their own category for those. I believe they should be able to play sports. I don't believe they should be able to be in women's sports. It's not fair. We fought so many years to get our rights. Now, you might say to me, Julie, well, do you believe in abortion? No, in most cases, no. If there's a medical emergency, yes. But in It's murder to me. When they first find out they're pregnant and they hear the heartbeat, that's a living being. We've been given the greatest gift available to be able to birth children. The reason that I do not agree with abortion is that it is an excuse now. Oh, well, you know what? Darn, I messed around and I got pregnant. Let me get rid of it because I don't want it anymore. I didn't want it to begin with, but I didn't mind spreading my legs. That's what it's about, y'all. That's why I don't agree with it. If there's some kind of medical condition or somebody's assaulted, that's a different story. I agree that that should be able to be addressed. And it's not. The thing is, and it's funny because I took social psychology, okay, and we did a whole study, and there was some things we did a study on. Um, we did a study on the bystander effect was one of the things, which is probably it could be it could go along with the subway accident with the young lady from Ukraine, and it said there was a study and it was done and there was hundreds of people out there and nobody called 911 because they all thought the other person was gonna stand there. So, all so that's a thing, y'all. That's a thing. People don't call because they think is somebody else is doing it. Well, surely I don't need to call, but I can take out my video camera. No, don't do that, y'all. Call, call, call. Takes 2 seconds to report it. Hang up the phone, then go about whatever you're gonna do. But I fully don't agree with them just walking by and not helping that young girl. She died scared and alone, and there's no sense in that, and that breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart. Back to Charlie Kirk, and y'all, I know I'm going all over the place, but I'm just sharing with you my heart, my feelings. I accidentally saw that video. I didn't want to see it, and I was scrolling through and I saw it anyways. I can never unsee what I saw in that video. It was the most horrendous thing I've ever seen. It was horrible, y'all. I don't know. I don't know if that kid's capable of that shot, but I don't know. I don't know. Something's not right here. But the news, another thing that we studied in social psychology, just like commercials, the news is used to make can be used to make people see a certain way. And it is, y'all. It is. Because I keep seeing all of these things of what he said. But if you listen, that's a clip, y'all. It's a clip. It's not the whole thing. So what he may say in that clip may seem horrendous. But when you read the whole thing or see the whole story, like, oh, okay. He was nice to people no matter who they were, no matter what color they were, no matter anything. He was kind to people. Did he argue with them? Yes, he argued with them. They debated. That's part of debating. The guy didn't deserve to die, y'all. Nobody deserves to die like that. And I feel my heart is broken for his wife. And I feel that there's some kind of awakening happening in this country. And I hope so. I hope we open our eyes to the evil that's going on around us. Because that's just it. And guys, my mom always told me, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Investigate. Don't just investigate. Um, then just go to different news sources because everybody's different. You'll hear one thing from one news station and one thing from another. Don't don't be fast to post something because you need to wait around and see if it's true or not because I've clicked on things before and it's already started and it's something totally different. So make sure you're investigating things before you see them. Um, what else? An economy, an economy that's growing. The tariffs, I'm all for something if it's going to bring money back to this country. Um, and he has gotten some good deals if they go through. You know, we need change. Now, they did this years ago. There was a video that I watched of Nancy Pelosi explaining what he was doing, exactly what he was doing. But it was okay back then. And why did everybody like Trump when he was a Democrat? He was friends with the Clintons. Their daughters got along great. He was friends with all these people. And the minute he turned Republican, they turned on him. Make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then they're like, "Oh my God, he called that person a lunatic. He got." They're calling him all kinds of names. Turnabout is for fair play. I don't think he should do it because I think it makes him look it's stooping down to their level. I don't think he should do it. I think he should um, kill them with kindness and make them look the fool. That's what I think he should do. And let me tell you this: we are supposed to love one another. If you have a view different than me, I don't care. I still love you anyways. Why would people let this stuff break up families? I don't understand people say, well, you're not my family anymore because you believe differently. Wouldn't the world be boring if we all had the same ideas? It would be boring. We learn stuff from each other because we're different. So I just wanted to ponder a little bit about how I feel about all of this. I'm heartbroken for the Kirk family. I'm heartbroken for that young lady's family. I've read there was another story in Dallas a couple days ago. An illegal person decapitated a man and kicked his head around in front of his family. It's another illegal grim immigrant. Um, and then there was another young girl in, I think it was New York. There was a guy, illegal alien, um, who was trying to get her and her mom. He was saying lewd and terrible things to them, and her stepdad and her boyfriend stepped in, and the guy ran over him and killed the young 16-year-old girl. The thing that makes me mad as these people losing their lives by somebody that should not even be in this country. And don't get me started on this, oh, if it's under $1,000, let them steal all this cash bail. We don't want to. The problem in this country right now is we're not holding anybody accountable for anything we're doing. We're not even holding our own government accountable for the budget that they keep screwing up. You know, like I said, both sides are stupid. It's heartbreaking that tons of us are going to lose our insurance. It's just I blame that on the conservatives. I blame stuff on them too. I don't just blame stuff on the liberals. I just believe our parties are broken. Now, my view, and I don't think I think you've gathered, but I haven't formally spoken. There is a legal way to come in this country, and we need people. We need people to come in this country. But we need to fix the system where it doesn't take them 50 years to become a citizen. But it's not fair to people to come across that border and skip all of the people who are doing everything that they're supposed to do to get in this country, but let somebody skip in front of them. It's not right, y'all. And if they are in this country and they haven't gone through the proper entry, the term is illegal. That means they did not follow the rules. They're here illegally. Then they need to be out of this country. I'm sorry, y'all. If you are burning an American flag, do you know you would be killed in another country? And this is the funny thing. And some of these people say, oh, let's get socialism. If you lived in a communist country or socialist company, I can guarantee you one thing: you don't have no rights. So do you think you'd be able to, you can go here and you can protest and nothing be done about it? Not in another country. If you protest the government, it's not going to end well for you. We live in the greatest country in the world, folks. And don't take it for granted. We need to get closer to God. We need to love one another. We need to help each other find their ways. We need to stand strong. We need to stand up together. We need to protect our children. Guys, I really, really, really now I'm I I don't agree with people being here illegally, but I do agree on one thing. We need these people in our country. We need to do a better, quicker way to make them citizens, make it more efficient, and that would be a plus for both. But those who are committing crimes need to be out of our country, and I cannot state that enough, that that's not fair to the people. And as knowing somebody who lost their life from stress of trying to get help from our government that she should have had, and that he should have had, and that multiple people should have had, and died because they couldn't get the help they needed. But we're so fast to give it out to illegals. That just burns me up. The people who need to get help can't get help. You want my perfect, honest opinion? We should do away with the income tax, because all these people are getting money that they don't deserve on the backs of people who are working. And yes, I agree. You should have to work. God put us here to work. You're supposed to work. Having children is a blessing, but you can still work and have children. Take your maternity leave, come back to work. Guys, our country can't stand if we keep on paying for all the people who don't want to work. Giving money away hand and foot that we don't have to give away. We're giving away tons of money that we don't need to. And the list of things that we're going out to other countries is ridiculous. So I'm going to get off my soapbox. This video's been long enough, and I'm sure you're tired of me ranting, but somebody asked me how I felt. And guys, it's all confusing. It's very confusing. But we need to get back to the basics. Love and country. Because if not, something bad's going to end up happening, y'all. We're the laughing stock. We are the laughing stock. If you are burning American flags and cheering for another country, it's wrong, y'all. It's wrong. There are many people that spend a lot of time and effort to get to this country. They do everything that they're supposed to do, and they deserve to be here. The rest of them that haven't done what it takes to be part of this country, nope. I'm sorry. They don't belong. But I can tell you this, we need the immigrants. We need them to come here legally, because our own country, our people aren't willing to work. We need people to do construction. We need people to do stuff that a lot of Americans are just too lazy to do nowadays. So, both sides have legit reasons for things, but I'm telling you, if New York votes that mayor in, it's going to be the end of them. I'm telling you, that is not a way to live. And that man who's living in a low-cost thing. Oh, well, that was from when I was younger, but I've just never... He's living in a building made for people who don't make hardly any money. And he's got all kinds of money. Oh, well, that was back when... Well, you didn't move. You stayed there paying very little rent while there's people who could have that spot. And you want that person to lead, be the mayor for New York City? Crooked. Crooked, crooked, crooked. And all these people saying that, y'all, I can't condone people celebrating somebody's death. And some people are getting affected in the fallout that was because of their family members that had views. Play stupid games, get stupid prizes. We have the right to free speech, but we don't have the right. I mean, our employers are not beholden to keep us. They can, find a reason. They don't have to hire you. They don't have to keep you if you do something that they don't agree with. That is their right. There's nothing you can do about it. At least down in Florida, we are one of those things that are really, you can easy. It's more easily to part ways than it is something. One other thing I want to say to you, California, what a place. You know, they had those fires. They had this big aid thing, concert, millions of dollars raised, and the people have not received one dime. It's gone to these government organizations who's never going to release it to the people. They're going to bulldoze those homes, and they're going to let the rich people buy them. They're going to take them away from the people, let the rich people die, and make them into something for them. Sad, but that's what's going to happen. Because normal people cannot afford the insurance it's going to cost to have a place like that now. Just a sad truth. That's what our country's come to. Sanctuary cities, trying so hard to protect people that aren't legally here. Where people that I know who have tried to get help have been ignored. Veterans, other people that belong here, they get ignored. So, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, y'all. It just makes me sick. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And if you have a comment, I'll read it. If it's hateful, I'll ignore it. I get some of those occasionally. And I don't mind criticism, constructive criticism, but I don't have to agree with it, and I don't have to like it. I don't have to, express anything. So, I don't know, y'all. This just all troubles me. I feel for those people in Palestine that they've been invaded by Hamas, and they're suffering because of that. The fight is between Hamas and Israel, and the innocent people are the ones who are caught in the crossfire. We need to get Hamas off and give it back to those people where it belongs. But that's my opinion, and it don't mean dirt. So, anyways, I got to get off of here. I'm trying to get everything ready before we leave on our cruise. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And if I offended you, I'm sorry. That's not my intention, but we are all entitled to our opinion. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. So there is that. That's the whole thing. If you don't like my video, you don't have to watch it. So remember that. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, God loves you. God bless you. Have a wonderful night. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.